Candace Cameron, former star of the show Full House. Oh, who are we kidding? We all know who the real star of Full House was. Candace Cameron, star of one episode of That's So Raven, and little sister to famous Christian fundamentalist homophobe Kirk Cameron, inexplicably made headlines this week because she went on the show HuffPost Live and talked about how she is biblically submissive to her husband, to whom she has been married for 17 years. According to Cameron, she is meek, not weak. And she described it as bridled control, because who doesn't want to be the horse in the relationship? Horses are strong physically, and if they carry a human on their back all day, they get free carrots. Everybody loves free carrots. And can you imagine a world in which one horse would actually marry another? It's ridiculous. Chaos would ensue. Comments like Cameron's always inspire really interesting discussions in feminist circles, because on the one hand, most feminists agree that women should be open to make whatever choices they feel are best for them. But on the other hand, you have somebody advocating a lifestyle that is based on rigid, outdated, and possibly dangerous gender roles. Cameron says that she would submit to her husband even to the detriment of her family if it came to that. So her marriage might be working out great if her husband's a nice guy, but in the hands of an abusive asshole, that kind of power can be a really dangerous thing. For some examples, take a look at the No Longer Quivering blog, where women write about their experiences in a very restrictive fundamentalist household, where often they were completely powerless and forced to submit to their husbands because they believed that it was God's will, no matter how miserable they were. Or you can look at the book, The Feminist and the Cowboy, original title, Learning to Submit, in which a woman discusses how she learned to submit to her husband and how great it was. Shortly after the book was published, the author came out and said that her husband was physically and emotionally abusive. That's why it's great to see so many people openly criticizing Cameron's remarks. People like Stassa Edwards over on XO Jane, who describes her background in a fundamentalist upbringing and how restrictive and dangerous she found it. Or you can see these commentators over at the Young Turks discussing it.
And during the interview, she was talking about how she's actually submissive in her marriage. And
sounds fun. Am I the only one who thinks it's slightly hot every time she says it?
So there's, anyway. Sorry.
There goes the turn on. Okay, anyway, swang, wang, wang. And slash, I don't even believe her. I cannot imagine a wife that actually lets husbands make their decision. Okay, I cannot conceive of it on planet Earth.
Do you think that there's some validity to what she's saying, that a woman should be submissive in order to allow the relationship to work?
I can't help but say that that sounds lovely. Okay, look, let's keep it real for a second here. Let's have a little bit of a fantasy here. If you say, like, all right, well, this is what we're going to do, and your wife says, well, of course, sir. That just doesn't exist, man. There's no way. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, if that happened, that would be kind of awesome.
Wow, that's a shitty way to discuss this news story. To the host's credit, they do eventually get around to saying that maybe the best relationships are those that are balanced in terms of power. But did we really have to sit through several minutes of them talking about women as sex objects who use their wiles to passive-aggressively get their way no matter what? Plus a fun extra stereotype of male jocks as stupid meatheads. Great. So here's a thought. Maybe let's do away with the idea that women are submissive and meek, but let's not replace it with the idea that women are scheming, duplicitous bitches. And let's give men a break from constantly having to be the one that is the strong, protective leader. And let's not replace it by assuming that men are stupid meatheads. Also, let's let horses get married, you guys. Love is love. Think about it.